the question is to find out the PW or the VN of a 10-year bond. Okay, 10-year bond is the lifetime of the bond. Okay, but it not necessarily you have 10-year periods. Okay, it depends on how it's compounded. So let's continue. It's paying 6% per year nominal rate. See, that's a nominal rate. So you don't want to use 6% directly. It's compounded semi-annually. Semi-annually means what? Means it's compounded OUNDED 2 times a year. Okay, when I say compounded, it's equal to when I say the interest is calculated. Okay, that's the same meaning. So if it's semi-annually, which means every year it's compounded twice. All right. So you know that the bond rate, the R, will be 6% over 2. So every period, the R actually is 3%. That's the bond rate, the real bond rate. Okay, so you can answer the question of this. R is 6% over 2, which is 3%. And let's continue. That is redeemable at face value. So redeemable at the face value, which means your Z is your C. If bought by a purchaser to yield 10% per year nominal rate, okay, yield rate or your personal MARR, you know 10% is your nominal rate, compounded semi-annually. So every year you are gonna, calculate your MARR, your interest twice. So your yield rate is gonna be 10% over 2 because every year you wanna calculate twice, right? So it is 5%. You never use the nominal rate directly in the calculation. You always need to convert that into the interest rate per periods. Okay, and in this case, one period is 1/2 year. So you can also answer this question. Your yield rate is actually per period, yield rate is 10% over 2, which is 5%. Okay, and the face value of the bond is 1,000. So the Z is 1,000. And it said that the redemption is gonna be the same as the face value. So the C is also 1,000. Okay, and so the last value you want to know is N, number of periods. So the N is not 10 years because every year you need to compound or calculate the interest twice. So it's gonna be 10 times 2. It's 20. Okay, so once you have a bond problem, you always want to find out these values like this. And the tricky part is you need to know how often the interest is calculated a year. Okay, so that you can convert your R, your I to the interest per period. So the 3% is 3% per half year. And 5% is 5% per half year. Okay? And the N is 20 half years. Okay, makes sense? And then from here, you can use the equation directly to calculate the VN for this coupon. So now let's use it for this example. So Stan Moneymaker has the opportunity to purchase a certain US Treasury bond, and the bond is gonna be matured in 5 years. And it has a face value. So the 5 years is how long the bond is gonna be retired. Okay, after 5 years, it's gonna be retired. And the face value of the bond is 10,000. So you can write it here. The Z is 10,000. This means that Stan will receive 10,000 cash when the bond's maturity date is reached, which means the redemption is the same as the Z. So C is the same as the Z is 10,000. Okay. The bond stipulates a fixed nominal interest rate. See that? Nominal interest rate. So you're going to be careful. You're not going to use the 8% directly. You have to convert that to some interest per period. Okay? But interest payments are made to the bondholder every 3 months. Okay, so every 3 months you are going to receive interest, which means the interest is calculated every 3 months. Okay, so from that, you know, interest is calculated or compounded, the same meaning, every 3 months. Okay, so every year it is calculated how many times? 4 times. Okay, that's something you know. So this 8% interest rate the company, the issuer will pay you, that is the nominal rate, and your real bond rate, R, the interest you get back from that issuer, is actually 8% over what? Over 4, because every year is compounded 4 times. So the bond rate is 2% per 3 months. Okay, or per quarter. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, so it's given already, but I want you to still know how do you convert that. So each payment amount will be 2% of the face value. Okay, so that annuity is gonna be R times Z, which is 2% times 10,000. So every quarter you will get 200 as your interest. Okay, and Stan would like to earn 12% nominal interest per year on his investment, and also it's compounded quarterly. So the 12% personal MAR is a nominal rate. So you want to convert that to MAR per 3 months as well. So your your yield interest rate will be actually 12% over 4. So it's gonna be 3% per 3 months. Okay, so the I is gonna be your yield rate, the interest rate you want at the bottom line. Okay. So the question is, what is the bond price you want to pay? Okay, so to draw the diagram or to use the equation, you also need to know what is N, number of compounding period. Is it 10? Oh, is it 5? No, because every year you need to compound it or calculate interest 4 times. So it's gonna be 5 times 4. Okay, 5 is years of the bond, and the 4 is what? Is this. So N is 20. Okay, so now let's use the equation. The equation is, okay, let's just copy this. The equation is Vn is C times P slash F I% N plus RZ times a factor P slash A I% N. Okay, C is 10,000. The factor is P slash F. I is 3%. N is 20. R is 2% per 3 months. Z is 10,000. Factor P slash A. I is 3%. N is 20. Okay, so that is the value you want to use. So 10,000 times, you want to check the table of I equals to 3%. So that is the table. And you want to find out P slash F. And N is 20. So this is your factor. That is 0.5537. Another part of the equation is 2% times 10,000, that's gonna be 200, times the factor P slash A, N is 20, so that is the factor. It's 14,8775. So the final is 8,512.5. So that is the maximum price you want to pay for this 10,000 coupon, 10,000 bond coupon. Okay.